Well, Tryon Palace kicked off Independence Day weekend with their annual Glorious Fourth celebration. 9 on Your Side digital reporter Victoria Holmes was there for this year's event and tells us how it's evolved over the years.
The spirit of freedom is alive here in New Bern, and at Tryon Palace, people are more than willing to celebrate after a year in lockdown. This year's Glorious Fourth celebration is a bit different than last year's.
Last year, with so many organizations and families, we were not able to have other than a virtual July 4th celebration.
The celebration kicks off each year at Tryon Palace, with several rituals occurring throughout the day, including a reading of the Declaration of Independence.
Tryon Palace would like to acknowledge that the land our site sits on is the ancestral land of the
This year, event coordinators added a land acknowledgement section before the declaration.
Paying tribute to the fact that we recognize that the palace historic site is situated on lands that were lived on by the Tuscarora, the Nusiak, and ties to the Lumbee Indian nations.
For some, this year's Independence Day takes on an added layer of celebrations, like for the Futrell family who had to quarantine when George, the dad, got COVID.
You're talking about freedom. We're thankful to just be out and about.
The Futrell family visited the ceremony from Mount Olive. They say walking on these lands is like taking a step back in time.
It makes you feel so patriotic. I love history anyway, and I can't imagine anyone not having feelings of patriotism stir up in their heart when they hear that and see all the reenactors, in their uniforms. It brings it to life.
Bill McCree, the executive director of Tryon Palace, says the 4th of July event is just the beginning of the celebrations for the rest of the year.
It's hard to plan when you don't know what the restrictions are going to be, but now that they're lifted, we're working aggressively to come back with our programs, our lectures, our events.
We have a video of the Declaration of Independence that was read here at Tryon Palace. Just visit WNCT.com and click the Online Originals tab for that video. In New Bern, Victoria Holmes, 9 on Your Side.